Hello and welcome to Gulf News Straight Back, the chat show all about cricket. Joining me tonight are Mr. Cricket UAE, Anish Sajan, along with Gulf News experts Ashfaq and Sham. Right, it was another double-headed day today, and we were treated to two crackers. We started with West Indies against Bangladesh, and then came Pakistan against Afghanistan. Anish, what were your thoughts on the two matches?
Thank you, Imran. Hello, Ashfaq, and hello, Shambhai. Yes, cracker of two games. It's, as you can see, a Super Friday. The first game, obviously, Bangladesh versus West Indies. I thought Bangladesh would win easily, but in the end, that one-over goal by Bravo was good enough. And in the end, in spite of the experience of Mahmudullah, they couldn't finish the game. And the second match between Pakistan and Afghanistan, we always say India-Pakistan rivals, but Afghanistan-Pakistan took it on another level. And at one stage, it seemed like Pakistan might struggle. Comes in Asif, finishing of the game in 4 sixes.
Okay, let's delve a little deeper with the first game, West Indies against Bangladesh. It was a must-win match for both teams if they wanted to progress in the tournament. Both teams had lost their first two Super 12 games. This one ebbed and flowed throughout until West Indies eventually, they won it by 3 runs. But they had a big batting order, which failed for them again. Why is that?
Part of the reason...
Go ahead.
Part of the reason is the Sharjah wicket. Sharjah wicket has been... this particular strip has not been conducive to batting in the sense like the ball has not been coming onto the bat and it's come slowly off the pitch also, so which means you can't hit through the line. And West Indies love to allow the ball to come onto the bat, which doesn't happen in Sharjah. But having lost the first 2 matches, especially due to poor batting, West Indies were all the more cautious, which is why you see the power play was pretty slow. But what they did was they brought in Roston Chase, who could anchor the innings, and that turned out to be a smart move because he came in the fall of Lewis and pretty early in the match actually. So he linked the power play with the middle overs, and actually he stayed till the 17th over, if I remember right. So which means he linked power play, middle overs, and the slog. So that helped, and which is why somebody like Nicholas Puran could come in pretty late and bang the ball around. So that helped them reach 146, which at one stage which didn't look like it will happen, because 142 was good enough in the end.
This, when Chris Gale first came to the West Indies side, he was one of the fastest runners. But as we know these days, he doesn't move as quick or at all sometimes. So bang with him can be quite difficult when he doesn't want to run, especially. And overall, he's had a really poor tournament. What's gone wrong with Chris Gale?
Well, you have to accept the fact that he's had his played enough of international cricket, and there comes a time when you know that your bat can't do the talking. Like you mentioned, he can't even run between the wicket. So I'm afraid they're carrying an excess baggage. I'm very sorry to use this word for a player like Universal Boss. He might come off good in one of the games, but if you're trying to play a World Cup, you need to ensure that you get a guy who is able to give you consistent runs, whether it is with the bat or with the ball. And I'm afraid Chris Gale is a finished product, and they are unnecessarily carrying this excess baggage.
Yeah, Sham, you're watching the game. Bangladesh couldn't afford to leave it until the end the way West Indies did, because they haven't got the big hitters lower in the order, and ultimately they paid the price, didn't they?
Actually, see, Ibran, the match looked like a thriller decided on the last ball, but I felt it very underwhelming because, see, when you chase, you have to be very positive. You have to take the match by the scruff of the neck. Otherwise, this is the trouble. You leave it too late, and even 4 of 1 ball is certainly doable into a T20. Every team at this level should be able to do that. So when Bangladesh fails to do that, you know there's something more basically wrong with them. Their batting has never been good in this tournament. In fact, they even lost one of the round 1 matches, that's the qualifiers. So I think other than the Bangladesh people, because of their patriotism, believe that Bangladesh can do it. But if you look at dispassionately, Bangladesh didn't have the team or the heart in the tournament. So we've been seeing that in the last 3 matches, the power plays, they've been pretty pathetic, and which actually spills over into the middle overs and the slog as well.
Okay, we'll see if the victory gives the West Indies the confidence and maybe the momentum going forward in the tournament. Meanwhile, in the second match today, Afghanistan won the toss and decided to bat first, which was a big surprise. It was an excellent start from Pakistan in the field. They were buzzing. They were looking really good. But it was, would you say it was a brave decision by Afghanistan to bat first when chasing a target has been the best option in the tournament so far? Do you think it showed a lack of experience from them?
Is this question for me, Imran?
Yes, Anis, go ahead.
Yeah. You see, you're right that they decided to bat first, whereas most of the teams, especially in Dubai, decided to bat second because of the dew. But today there was no dew. I don't know whether Nabi knows everything about the weather. But having said that, they are depending on their spinners. But I mentioned during in one of the big shows that there is a thin line between fearless cricket and smart cricket. And the way Afghanistan were playing, that they were hitting a six, getting out, hitting a six and getting out. You got to build the innings the way Nabi and there was one more guy, Gulabuddin, did it in the end. Otherwise, it would have been curtains. They would have been bowled out for 100. And probably that cost them the game, even though we are all talking about what Asif did the damage in the end. But as you said, lack of experience cost Afghanistan this game.
Okay, let's bring Ashfaq in. Obviously, he's very pleased. Pakistan have won 3 out of 3 and they're looking good to be into the semi-final stages. But Afghanistan played with a lot more freedom, I think, because obviously there's no pressure on them. They're not the favourites to win anything. I think many people like the way they play. They like to hit every single ball for a six. Obviously, that's not the best approach. You know, they lost a lot of cheap wickets early on. But Nabi and Gulbadim put on I think it was a 71-run partnership, which gave them something to defend. Ashfaq, how good were those two and how scared were you at one point?
Hey, Imran, there are a lot of factors in this game. There's a new rivalry building up between Pakistan and Afghanistan. If we talk about rivalry or rivalry against between Pakistan and India, they are new rivals, although they learn cricket in Pakistan. I would say I would go with you that they shouldn't have batted first after winning the toss, because they should have put Pakistan to bat and try to chase the run, because they have big hitters like Gulbaddin, like Zazai, who got out early. I think Pakistani bowlers nailed it earlier. They were hit by Pakistani pace, like Shaheen Afridi and Haris was averaging 140 plus, and they couldn't keep up with that. They tried to hit them big and they got out. And spinners also did a very good job. Imad got 2 wickets. Hassan was hit by Gulbaddin and Nabi in the 18th over, which was their over. But overall, if you see, the match was very much in control of Pakistan. Going by the batting lineup, I think Babar Azam steered the innings. Afghanistan was banking on their spinners, but Babar Azam and Fakhr Zaman, they saw them off very decently, except Babar got out of the very last delivery of Rashid Khan. Otherwise, they handled spinners very well. Shoaib Malik was there. Shoaib Malik even hit him for a 6. And Asif, of course, he finished in style. Well, Afghans had already started celebrating in the stadium, but he just pulled the match back in one over.
At least it felt like a big moment when Rizwan got out. That was a very big wicket for Afghanistan, but they just weren't able to take the initiative, were they?
Yeah, Sham.
I'm sorry.
Anis, you want to say that? Any reason why they just couldn't take the initiative, Sham?
Can you repeat the question?
When Rizwan was out, it was a huge wicket for Afghanistan at that point, but they just couldn't press on.
I would think I would leave that to Ashfaq to answer that.
I'll answer that question because, as Anis Bhai said earlier, the Afghanistan team lacked experience. They have played only one T20 against Pakistan. And Pakistani players, when they are in the... Rizwan was comparatively new guy for them, but Fakhr Azam and Fakhr Zaman and Babar Azam. And Fakhr Zaman is from tribal area. He played more with the Afghans than with Pakistani team in the initial days, because Afghans used to live there and they used to play there. So he knows them very well. He knows their mentality. He knows their bowling. He knows their tricks. So he handled them very well. So they couldn't cope up with experienced player with Fakhr Zaman and Babar Azam. They didn't have enough firepower, especially from fast bowler, the pacer was very, very lousy. I mean, they couldn't do anything with Pakistan. I think they have spinners. Spinners work, but they didn't work as they were expecting. Yes.
Ash, there was a big moment when Rashid Khan thought that he got Babar Azam LBW, but the Pakistan captain asked for a review and survived, and then he went on to make 51 runs. But had he gone then, do you think the game could have been completely different and maybe gone in Afghanistan's favor?
No, I don't think so, because when he got trapped in front of for leg before, it was just after that he made just like 8 runs. He didn't contribute much because he got out in the next over. So it was not like a big deal. I don't think so.
I'd like to add one point here, Imran. Like when you got Mohammad Rizwan, you have your best bowler sitting in the rank. Today we are talking because the match got close that Nabi played a good thing. I always believe attack is the best form of winning the game. And when you have a team's best player getting out, that is Mohammad Rizwan, and then you have Babar at the other end, why wouldn't you play your best bowler, Rashid Khan? You're leaving him for the 11th over. You got to go for a kill. You're not defending 200. You're defending 140 or 148. So bringing Rashid Khan later just delayed the inevitable. But if you had got Rashid Khan earlier, you probably would have had Fakhar Zaman. You never know what would have happened. But there are no ifs and buts. But if you have the ammunition, make use of it. Don't leave it for Christmas.
Absolutely, Nisba, you're bang on this. They delayed introducing Rashid Khan in 11th over was too late. By the time inning was done, they were like on the move.
Required in 10 overs. You're asking too much.
Yeah, absolutely. You're
You
right.
already mentioned him. Asif Ali made 27 from 11 against New Zealand to help Pakistan win. And tonight he did even better. He got 25, I think, from just 7 balls. I think, Ash, it's safe to say that Pakistan have found themselves a finisher, haven't they?
Oh, yes. They're already there in the last... I last time remember saying they put their 1 foot. Now they've put both their foots into the semi-final. They play Namibia and Scotland. I wouldn't be surprised they top the table. Now, like off air, I was talking to Ashfaq, who will they play? So he says no team in the other group is weak. We'll have to see. I believe they will play Australia. And I am telling it this on air, Imran. I said it last time. It's going to be an India-Pakistan final.
It's a very big
statement. It's a big statement. Sham, impressed with Pakistan again today?
I'm sorry, I didn't get to watch the match because I was stuck in the stadium. So by the time I got back, I had issues with sending my copies. So I was caught with that, and I got back and I just couldn't get the time to watch.
Sham, please watch.
Please watch them, says Ashfaq. Okay, guys, look, there are 2 matches tomorrow: South Africa against Sri Lanka, and a big one, England against Australia. And for all the latest news, reviews, and analysis, of course, head to golfnews.com. Thanks to my guests, and that's all from us for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.